Josh, do you know who the fifth richest man in the world is?
Is it Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos?
Those are, I think, those
Yeah,
are the
those are a little
more
bit higher on the
the
list.
higher on the list. But the person we're talking about today is the LVMH CEO Bernard Arnault.
Hmm.
Do you know of LVMH
I do know about LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy,
and all these other
and all the
brands
other
here?
brands. Yeah, yeah.
So, as we see here, he's a pretty rich guy, and he might have something to do with Mark Zuckerberg. He might be looking up to the more elite of the billionaires because
Hmm.
he was inspired by Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, okay. Probably not in a good way.
Um, no,
Mm.
not if you
No.
work for them,
Oh God.
because he was inspired by the layoffs at Meta.
Oh my God. Okay, that's kind
But
of crazy.
but the CEO coined a new term, and as you see over here, it's being promoted outwards.
Okay, that's probably not the promotion that you want.
No, probably not. I mean, it's an unexpected promotion. It's like, here you go.
Have you heard the phrase, you've been promoted to customer? Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, that's seemingly what he is doing. But the wild thing is that he's basically saying that he wants to trim the fat, so
Oh,
to
okay.
speak. And seemingly the performance of the company has been on somewhat of a decline in some aspects. And he thinks that by reducing poor performers,
Hmm.
or promoting, well, that's weird. You're promoting the poor performers
Outwards.
outwards.
Yeah.
You're gonna
It's
see better profits.
it's so interesting. It is so interesting that they would phrase it like that, or
Yeah,
yeah.
it seems a bit insensitive. I mean, like, how do they just like their job? Like, yeah, the unwanted promotion.
Hmm.
But yeah, it looks like um yeah, so mid-January, Meta announced an internal memo was cutting 5% of the staff. This was last time, I think.
Yeah, I know Meta has recently, I think, said that they're trying,
Gonna
yeah,
lay off even more people.
it's trying to, what's it called, trim a little bit of the
Oh,
fat.
yeah,
Yeah.
a year of efficiency.
Hmm.
So the year of efficiency, it seems like they lost um 3,600 people. So they're trying to he's trying to emulate that for LVMH.
Mm.
Which is odd because in the past years we were seeing that luxury
Yeah,
the was
luxury
going up.
has been, I feel, struggling a little bit. I think
Hmm.
it's just the economy. I mean, the luxury consumer, I feel like, is a well-insulated consumer because they already have a lot of money, but
Hmm.
I feel like probably the people who are aspiring, I would say, like the middle class
Oh,
is just,
to
yeah.
eventually get that it would is suffering.
Yeah, I feel like the middle class is suffering a bit for trying to
Hmm.
buy these luxury goods, especially in this economy.
Yeah, it's odd because recently crypto has been seeing a lot of, I guess, a big resurgence. So I
Hmm.
wonder if that'll help the company at all as well. So we'll be looking over the um, financial report, the annual report that is leading us to, or leading to him to say that they need to start tightening down.
Okay.
But we'll continue with this in a second after you consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. Come with interesting topics like this one all the time, so make sure to hit that subscribe button for more. So we'll be going over this report and see if we see what they're seeing. And I think like right here, so
Hmm.
profit from recurring operations is at a negative 14%.
Oh, that's interesting,
That is a
actually.
very interesting, like,
Yeah, I wonder where it's coming from. I wonder where the negatives are coming from.
it
I,
is weird
I,
to see. It's because, I mean, the portfolio that he manages or LVMH manages is very broad.
it's
Um,
like it's still
well,
luxury, but it's
yeah.
diversified to other
So,
categories. Like
hmm.
what is it? Spirits,
It might be
luxury
this.
goods. Oh,
Might be
cognac and
spirits.
spirits.
Because
Yeah.
we've talked about this before, but Gen Z and other people are drinking less.
Yeah, that's true.
And
there's been a large decline in the wine, to be
in
honest.
wine, but
Yeah.
also champagne. I think as the economy dips,
People are celebrating less.
this how people are
There's no
celebrating
reason to
less.
celebrate anymore.
I mean, or celebrate not as much. So I think a lot of times, um, good times bring um, more value to those areas.
Hmm.
So looking
They have
more,
a lot of brands,
they
by
have
the way.
a
Yeah.
lot.
They have Givenchy, Louis Vuitton, they have Dior, and they have a bunch.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, if we're looking at this, it seems like um, Asia has reduced.
yeah.
So from I think
31% in
year over
2023
year,
to 28%.
they lost a bunch of the Asian market. So probably like China is the big one from there. It looks like a lot of spending has been reduced, but it looks like everywhere else is holding pretty much the same. Europe is the same,
Japan has gone
US the
up.
same. Yeah, Japan has gone up. I do wonder if it's because of the weakened yen
Oh, yeah, that's true.
and people go. I've seen a lot of articles and people going to Japan to this go buy
The
luxury
luxury
goods
goods,
because
yeah.
it's cheaper there.
And the resell, by the way. Resell on there is very strict, I heard, where they
Mm.
have to sell authentic.
Oh,
Yeah.
so okay. Yeah, so Japan's doing really well overall, but it looks like overall the
Uh,
Asian market is doing very bad. Um,
excluding Japan.
excluding Japan. So
Yeah.
basically
They
they
had
would
to
have to
separate it
normalize,
and they had to separate it or else
which
it
is
would just be
weird because
weird.
it's showing that's negative, but I guess it's overall
It's down.
it is
It's
down,
down 3%. It's down
but
3%, yeah.
still. So for looking at all this, it is a mixed bag because some markets are doing well,
But it's
but yeah,
curious.
wine and spirits is really down.
Yeah, watches are down.
Hmm.
Fashion and luxury leather goods was down only in Q2, but the wine and spirits have just been down the whole
The whole
time.
time. Yeah, it looks like
Yeah. Perfumes and cosmetics
leather.
is up. Select retailing is. I wonder what select retailing it is. But yeah, fashion and
Um,
leather goods is kind of declining a bit. That's
hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, because it looks like watches and jewelry picks up in Q4, which is holidays, so like
Yeah.
Christmas and stuff. So that makes sense why it would go up. But I think the overall decline in wine and spirits is pretty jarring. And that's a big portion of, I mean, it's in the name, Hennessy.
You know what? It's so interesting because we did a video before talking about
Hmm.
how some what is it? Some manufacturers are switching over to spirits instead of
Hmm.
wine.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing here that spirits are even going down.
But
So
these are like the higher end spirits.
yeah, that's true.
This is not like
This is not your Jack Daniels.
you're not going to the like a bar and requesting. This is
Hmm.
like for a specific type of
Customer. Yeah.
customer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we were going back. I mean, now that we see this, we can kind of see where they're looking, and they're looking to save money from the inside. So then
Hmm.
it looks like the project like if we see this, it doesn't seem like the projections are going up. If in fact it seems like they're gonna be maybe like stagnant over the next couple of years, or like slowly, like maybe not deflating, but like
Yeah.
maybe more of a normalization of spending
If
or a reduction in spending.
if it was me just looking at the chart above,
Oh, which one?
um,
Any of them?
yes, if we're looking at what segment is doing well,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like select retail and what is it, perfume and cosmetics is doing really well. So that one right there, I would be leaning into that because
Improving trends.
even in fashion and leather goods, it's not like you had a
Yeah.
decline of a total 1%. Your only increase was in Q1
This
2024.
is for Q4 beat versus Q3, so within the same year, the trend is not great.
Yeah, only perfume and cosmetics and select retailing. I wonder what select retailing is, but it'll be yeah. But other
I
than
guess it
that,
is.
watches and jewelry, I can understand watches and jewelry going down. I mean,
Yeah.
who's really buying watches and jewelry? They did buy Tiffany and Co. though, so maybe
Hmm.
maybe they're benchmarking against Tiffany and Co. on what they've done previously, and Tiffany & Co. isn't doing well.
Hmm.
But wine and spirits, I mean, like, we've talked about it in the past, so
Yeah, it's not a great market right now in terms of the alcohol market.
yeah.
But it's really telling though, because the perfume and cosmetics, it is odd to see that the gains were reduced from the start of the year to like the end of the year.
Hmm.
You would think that Q4 would be like most of the models show that Q4 ramps back up. So like for the total, well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, in fashion, perfume and cosmetics, watches, select retailing, they were all in Q1. It seems like they were doing okay, except in
yeah,
watches and jewelry, but all the other ones are up. Yeah, it's just
yeah, it's not a great outlook. If you look at this, it's not looking very strong.
I
So,
I can understand why they're tightening down though.
mhm,
Yeah, if you're just looking at this graph, I can understand where they would tighten down too.
where they would tighten down,
Yeah, it's very
probably here in wine spirits, fashion. I feel like this is
maybe it's an outlier, a little bit of an outlier.
the 5% down.
Yeah, because the
Overall, it's
other
like
ones are
flat.
yeah, it's overall flat. In watches, yeah, it's like down two.
Yeah, but yeah, this one is really it's the wine spirits that
Do
showed a
do
huge.
you buy anything from LVMH?
No, I don't believe so.
There is the I do like Chandon. They own Chandon. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
champagne, or it's not champagne. It's what is it? Um, uh, it's sparkling wine. I like their
Hmm.
sparkling wine. No, Uh,
I mean, in
I
terms of like champagne and stuff,
that's not
yeah,
that,
sure.
but that's the most
Sean, I mean,
that's
that's
like the
like
luxury good that I buy.
you buy
Yeah.
not all the time.
Who is out there buying like Louis Vuitton or buying Dior or buying Givenchy in this economy?
I think like
There people are buying the more affordable things.
I think if you had the money, you'd still be buying it.
No.
You're not changing up your habits to do this. I think a lot of it is, yeah, a lot of the people who are aspirational, like, oh, before you'd get like a Mercedes or BMW, and
Yeah.
now a lot of times people get like a nice handbag or something, but now it's like maybe maybe not.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see. I wonder where this is going to go in the next year. That's my biggest thing where I just think it's like if we're seeing this graph
Mm,
now, it's like how is it going to look like in a year from now?
I think it could be worse depending on consumer sentiment in the market because
Yeah.
it's like if and it really is just vibes.
It is just
It is
vibes,
just
yeah.
all vibes. But we want to hear from our audience in the comment section down below. What do you think about the whole, I guess, fashion industry, the luxury goods market? Do you think that this segment's gonna go down or make a resurgence? Because
Mm.
I think there's always going to be a
A certain
mark
class of people.
certain class of people who would continue to buy it. But I
Hmm.
think those types of people want more exclusivity,
Yeah.
and a lot of this stuff is it's weird where the former top of the market is now been a lot of people are now buying into it. So it's
Mm.
kind of like diluting the brands. So now it's like instead of getting like a Louis Vuitton bag, they're wanting to get a
Louis Vuitton
like
perfume.
Hermes,
Oh, Hermes.
an
Oh,
Hermes
yeah.
bag.
Yeah, true, true.
So
My thing is that I feel like people are going for the more obtainable luxury
or even
items.
less,
Yeah, because
like
if we
Coach
see
or something.
well, no, I was just looking at their perfume and cosmetics category
Oh
right here, and
yeah,
I was like, well, that segment's probably the most affordable one.
yeah.
So, like I mentioned to you,
Like
probably the
more
more
people are going
affordable
back in office now.
yeah, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below.